What up, YouTube? YouTube family, all my friends out there. Just want to give a shout out to a couple of people. First, I want to shout out Red Hook, my stomping ground. Then I want to shout out the Bronx, the whole Bronx. But I want to focus down into 179th, 3rd Avenue, Webster Project. Basically, that was when I first got here, or my second birth, as to say, from the spiritual realm. And I noticed all these buildings. I'm like, what am I doing in the midst of all these buildings? How do these people live like this? And then I came to realize that it's called entrapment. It's called the people gathered together. So what I was thinking, I was like, well, what are the benefits of this particular situation? Okay, the benefits is that basically we can have unity. And with the word unity, because it's a dangerous word, because unity led by a fool can be dangerous. So we have to have unity with other words before unity, like unity, or unity, like love unity. Okay. Now people who don't want to deal with love, they can't get with that unity. So that's like you're eliminating a lot of people, and then you have that love to define the reason you have that unity. But basically, I've learned a lot in Webster projects. It was basically a Latino area. So now we're talking about Cuba, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Guam, stuff like that. And I've learned how people live together. And I was African Americans, West Indians. I mean, it was just let me say third world, but it was a world that was basically different to me, because basically I had came from Brooklyn, which is predominantly East New York, Brownsville, you know, things like that. From Fulton Street to Atlantic Avenue to Rockaway Avenue to Livonia Avenue to Bushwick Avenue to all the way to Jamaica Avenue, to pink houses. Give a shout out to them. I always forget about the pink houses sometimes. I haven't went out there that many times, but big up to pink houses. And all the people in that particular area, which is East New York. And I say East New York, Bedford-Stuy, Brownsville is my home. South Brooklyn, Red Hook is my throne. Boogie Down Bronx is where I be. Moneymaker Manhattan is a reality. 135th Street, Amsterdam Avenue. Basically, I was brought up by the clean scales. Give a shout out to Dorian, to Craig. Rest in peace, Stephen Myrick. Shireen, rest in peace. These are the people that helped Chucky. Daryl. All these people was instrumental in my life, so I can get through to analyze, to see, and bring you this world report, this global report, this man or woman world connection that is needed, so we can instill the virtues in each child, so they can have what they need. So at times, you get better as you go along. So some of my videos, coming on the first time, I hit the YouTube. It was like, yo, this is like the best things. And it's still the best way that I can do it without actually selling out. A lot of people got into the different businesses. They got money, even in the religious factor. I follow a lot of people and study and analyze them, and what I've realized is that tradition of men will end. You see, because through tradition, which is trade, as they went out and traded amongst other people, they actually got together and formulated a plan, and in their plan of protecting the women, they actually written them out of their position and proper authority on her earth. So they were tricked by other people, but the whole thing is like man trick. So when we talk about species to species, man to woman, they say dog and cat, and the men's supposed to be the dogs and women's supposed to be the cats. But at the same time, cat have 9 lives. I don't know that about the dog, man. But anyway, getting back to you, from everything from the many different things that different groups had to do when they came to America, to the people that was actually had to be quiet because they was from America, which is I'm a part of that, and a part of Africa, because we did come together way before the Europeans really understood what was going on. We actually put together our efforts, and along with that came the covenant with Abraham that we was already a part of through the Midianites. But the whole thing with the fulfilling of the scriptures came with Islam, came through here through the house of Israel and Ishmael, right? Because it's the same house, but the writers break them up because they actually cannot follow. When they followed Jesus with the Israelites, they didn't know about the Israelites, the Ishmaelites, excuse me. They didn't know about that. The writers over here didn't know about that. The Europeans didn't know about that. So they just emphasized, because when year 325 AD, when Constantine, right, and the Council of Nicaea put together this thing, what happened was they put the teachings of the disciples at that particular time together, and they made it law. But it was also 12 tribes of Israel, but they didn't understand, so they try to hide the fact of this proven thing. But if you really think about it, the things that men were saying was not actually to the woman. The woman already knew it was a spiritual power, because they was every year 9 months, they was having children. Every 27 days, which is 2 and 7 is 9 also, they was having a cycle. So they actually considered to be the bloodline. And people say, well, blood group and blood type, that's a different than bloodline. All women is part of the bloodline. All women is part of the bloodline. And the melanin in the skin was actually a shield, for a certain species of women to actually endure what she had to, so she can actually help those that was coming out of evolution. And when this evolutionary process, she was to teach them the ways where they can maintain themselves with what was called the right way. And the reason why they call it right way is because basically the body, it takes in energy, and it and then expels energy. And if you ever get the time, you will see that from the energy that you breathe and the energy that you expel out your body, it comes in through your left side and it leaves to your right side. So the leaving of the right side was the information that was given to those who took it in through their left side and came back out through their right side. As we say, the right was the positive, or the pushing positive, and the left was the absorbing, is what we do today. That's why I have the left hand and the right hand. So anyway, the fulfillment of the scriptures came with the protection. Men basically protected the women, and in this protection of the women, they actually held them hostage. So all the rituals that they were doing, that was fine. But the point of letting them go and being who they need to be only could happen in America. And that's why we have what we call this right here. The Statue of Liberty. You see, this is the symbol for all women, not just the black women. The black women has vital information. But basically, this right here is for all women. Every point. You see, it's 4 points right there. North, east, west, and south. This is the good news. Right there. There you go. There you go. Statue of Liberty. And we're going to talk more about that. I want to give a shout out to Red Hook. I was born in Red Hook. My second birth was in the Bronx. You see, I've learned Moneymaker Manhattan. I've been there, through the clean scales. 65 Bush, 75 Bush, 30 Center Mall, Brooklyn, Red Hook, Orange Street, Columbia Street, Flagpole. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing, big thing that we had, the flagpole. So We knew that America was going to be special.